It's not surprising to me that this was delayed once more. Hello, what's up, and welcome everyone. My name is Miss Quinn, and you know I had to talk about this sooner or later. First, let's go over the fact that I made a video about their previous delay where they set their expected release date to this year of 2025. However, on that video, I did mention that they had set their now delayed game to May 26th of next year in 2026. They had even come out with a statement on their Twitter account, which you can pause to read right now, or if you want to watch that video instead, then it will be linked down in the description down below. Anyway, it's no surprise to everyone that by now, Rockstar has once again delayed their game, and this time until November of next year. I understand that games get delayed, and I have no problem with that. It's better to get a game that's delayed and in more of a polished and more playable, stance than a glitchy mess. I mean, even Cyberpunk acknowledged this and essentially told them to not rush their game whatsoever. I mean, it doesn't matter that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out September 13 of 2013 when I was literally starting out my first year, in high school as a senior. And yes, I just gave up my age, but that's not the point. Really? 13 years it took you to develop Grand Theft Auto 6, and who knows if it will be longer, because who knows if you're going to delay this game again. But hey, don't worry, because I'm pretty sure they used this time because they're really passionate about this game, as I hope. And I'm pretty sure Rockstar also used this time to congratulate the amount of people that have gotten them to that point. Of course they will, because working hard is being able to fire 34 people in order to not give their union more power. Wait, hold up. Okay. Oops. Anyway, this is a long post, and everything that I am going to be reading is from GTA forums, and the link will be down in the description. Also, before I begin, I do want to confirm that they did confirm, to my knowledge, their ID. It was, everything was correcto, but still, guys, let's, this is all still alleged. I have to say that, of course. Anyway, here we go. Hey everyone, our employee of many years here. Understandably, I want to remain anonymous due to retaliation from the company, but I may be willing to verify I'm an employee with @Spidervice via DM if required. I am also a member of the union. I've been reading a lot of the discussion on here and elsewhere about the firing of more than 34 of my colleagues last week, 31 in the UK plus 3 in Canada, and have seen a lot of disinformation and lies that are really concerning, particularly concerning how many folk are willing to believe the company's excuses. Last week, my colleagues who were in the studio were each individually messaged by HR for a short, friendly meeting under the friendly guise of, "Hey, are you free for a quick chat?" Upon attending this meeting, they were handed an envelope with a short letter stating that their employment had been terminated for gross misconduct regarding post made in Discord. They failed to provide evidence when asked, nor was any stated in the letter, and did not divulge any other information or reasoning, and no other reason. They refused their right to union representation in the meeting, which is against UK employment law, and were frog marched out of the studio, with the meeting lasting less than 5 minutes. For colleagues who were not at the studio that day, they received a phone call from HR that lasted less than 2 minutes, telling them that they were fired and that they'd received the same letter as above. I am aware one employee had a panic attack at this moment, and HR hung up on them during this panic attack, not caring at all about their well-being. These colleagues of mine are hard workers who have spent many, many years at R in critical roles, with colleagues who have been at R for more than that of 18 years, and none of them have ever had a disciplinary in that time. They are not easily replaced and will certainly affect the making of our project deadlines. These are very senior artists, animators, QA testers, designers, programmers, and producers, including leads, all super talented people who were proud of their work over multiple R titles. And all they wanted was the best for R and their fellow colleagues. Some of these members were off sick, recovering from surgery, or on paternity leave, fired without pay, losing their careers and putting them into hardship in the lead up to Christmas, and even potentially losing their visas to work in the UK. Let me make this clear. I never saw any discussions leaking of Rockstar projects in the union Discord. The only ever discussion was around union station efforts and the working conditions at R. The Discord wasn't public. It was a private Discord group that only contained R employees and the IWGB union officials. This was union busting and nothing else. Everyone fired was a union member, and they were also predominantly from those that were in the union organizing committees of each UK studio. Just 1 week before, the union had reached about 200 members, taking us over the 10% threshold required to seek recognition and begin engaging in collective bargaining, allowing us to negotiate directly with management on key issues that affect us: worsening crunch, inadequate pay, and flexible working arrangements. They have fired over 34 of us now. There were over 250 of us in that union/employee Discord group. There is fear that if they get away with this, they'll have nothing stopping them from doing this again and again. Fearful, we're next in line and are easily getting rid of. Too scared to go outside of the studio and talk or even acknowledge our colleagues outside of protesting in fear. Morale in the studio is at a rock bottom. When we should be excited about what's to come over the next year, we are now totally deflated and our trust and confidence in others is totally shot. Which is truly the heartbreaking part. As for us in the studio, all of our ambition was to make R a happier, fairer, safer place. That's all. The union remains unbowed. It is fighting to win the reinstatement of every dismissed member of staff at Rockstar through legal and campaigning. Thanks for your time, and I hope this is some truth that helps you all understand what's going on at the moment. Now, the reason why I think it was important for them to mention that they never saw any discussions about Rockstar projects on Discord is because Rockstar is claiming that there were leaks and that was the reason for their firing. When and if this is believed, honestly, it is not surprising at all. Companies absolutely hate unions, and this is an absolute fact. There is a lot of companies that really do not like unions because they obviously are, supposed to fight for the employees, and they are supposed to be the ones that, help us with our rights. And when we're, fired, like in this manner, they can fight for us to come back. They can fight for better pay. They can also fight for you to have a better, working conditions. So, and all of that is going to cost a big company like this, like a ridiculous amount of dollars. At least that's the way that they see it. Ridiculous that a company known for making a game that parodies and, blatantly laughs at big companies like this are actually pulling stuff like this off themselves. Kind of like how the boss fight in Nier was the literal CEO of Square Enix. I think that was very funny. If they have something like this in this game, I doubt it because it's not like Nier Automata at all. I just love how one of the points was for the union members to, obviously get paid more. And, to have all of these really, really good to work for these really good issues. I mean, they help with worsening crunch because, a lot of these gaming companies are under excruciating amount of crunch time in order to pump out the game and, the date that they said that they would release it in. This is why Cyberpunk ended up the way that it did, because of the amount of crunch time that it had, and it just didn't let their developers cook it right. But hey, I also don't expect anything less when the parent company of Rockstar even wanted to sue Remedy Entertainment because their R looked a whole lot similar to Rockstar's R. Yes, remember the video? I will also link it down below. And this is absolutely awful. They know it's awful, but they're going to keep doing it anyway. Because think about it. You just fired 34 employees, supposedly for leaking information, which you have no proof of. You just told the press or whoever you told that, hey, yeah, we fired these people because they were leaking information. But what I was saying is that it's very, very awful that you fire 34 people and the rest of the ones that are in the union are literally working in fear, in fear that they're going to be the next ones that are fired. And wow, guys, wow, you guys are some serious, awesome company. Considering that some of these people weren't even in the office because they were sick or recovering from surgery, or they were even on paternity leave, and you're just like, yeah, we don't need you guys anymore. And I know it's almost Christmas, and I know you guys are basically bringing in money to your family, and without this job you might be affected, but hey, bye-bye, because we don't like unions, so bye. I understand Rockstar wanted to save face, in a way, but it's going to get out sooner or later the real reason why you fired these people. It's just completely hilarious to me of why you actually fire these people. It's really messed up because this game has so much hype built around it and had that hype for a long time. And then Rockstar is, I'm sure they're selling this for like $100. So this game is going to be bringing in massive amounts of money for the company. So all of that, keep in mind, all of that, and they still don't want to give their employees more money when they most certainly deserve it. All of this is happening just 1 year before your game is actually supposed to be set to release, and firing the most capable of your employees too. Now, way to shoot yourself in the foot. Oh my god. Someone on a Reddit thread had, commented on one of them saying they've delayed the game because they failed console certification 36 times. Some of the roughest launches will fail 5 times, maybe 6. 30 plus is wild. Source, I work in the industry and was told by an R employee. I have the same handle on Blue Sky if anyone wants to verify. Now, I did look for this user and they do seem to be legit, but I'm still taking everything with a grain of salt. I mean, this is Reddit, and in general, this is the internet, by the way, where you can absolutely fake being a part of something unless someone from the company actually tells you, like, hey, no. Either way, I'm so not surprised, obviously, about Rockstar letting go members of the union. I absolutely do believe it. I can only hope that the ones that were let go find another job quickly in the meantime so they won't have to go hungry. Guys, I hate layoffs or massive fires, all because they wanted to hide it as them leaking things about, GTA, when that was not the case at all. That could have been further from the truth. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with paying your employees a more livable wage, or even more than a livable wage, when they're the ones that are doing all of the work for you, and these are the people that have worked on your games for years, dude. I mean, that person, 18 years in your company, is it even smart to let these people go? And don't worry, Rockstar, I'll answer for you. No, that's not smart. Not at all. These are people who know the ins and outs to what they're doing, to what makes your games run, that have more than likely spoken to a lot of the customers that you're hoping to receive once, this game is out. Again, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, how hard is it to pay these people more when, again, they're the reason why your company has had such success throughout the years. It is obvious is obvious you need these people. But again, I really hope they do find any type of work afterwards. Anything will do. or even if they could get reinstated, that is a lot better than absolutely having no job and being fired for something that you didn't do. Anyway, guys, I just had to wait a few days more because, a lot of information tends to come out when something as this big of a story is coming out. But nothing came out. Google did tell me that Grand Theft Auto, like Rockstar, released another trailer. And no, I clicked on it expecting to see a trailer. And no, I was tricked. I was pranked by Google. All I saw was an AI video that people made. And it was, I don't know. I hate AI. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, Rockstar hasn't said anything about these firings. They haven't said anything about, well, they did. They said it was a leak. But anyway, they haven't said anything about the supposed, employee working at R, who is currently still working there as of right now. Who knows if they actually lost their job later? I have no idea. But anyway, that is it for me. Thank you all so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.